Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Lorne Cooper with EXP Realty. I am super stoked and excited to be joined by my friend Jennifer Goodman, who is an amazing human being and a great real estate agent down in one of my favorite cities, Austin, Texas. So I want to get to introducing Jen because I'm super excited. She is my newest partner at EXP. Jen, say hi to everyone and just sort of let them know who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Thanks so much, Lauren. Hi, my name is Jennifer Goodman, and I am a realtor in Austin, Texas, formerly a realtor in Toronto, which is where I got my start. And when Lauren and I met and hit it off, uh, it, wow, it was so long ago. And I am here now. I've been here for quite some time, and I'm excited because EXP really is, for me, a new chapter in my business, in actually building a business versus what I like to call a job. And we're in an industry where really the sky is the limit, and our thoughts are also our limits. And with EXP came some opportunities, Lauren, that after quite some time, I really just kind of couldn't say no, if you will. So, having had experience in a number of brokerages since I've started my real estate career, I've often looked for things that ensure what I like to call a good fit for me as a business person, as well as a human. And so in Toronto, I started out with one of the big names, and I worked in two of those offices, really, again, looking for the fit and staying under the same banner. Ultimately, I did go to a boutique brokerage that was phenomenal. They were agent centric, they were tech savvy as they come, and they were real thought leaders. And that was wonderful. And I wouldn't have changed anything if I had stayed in Toronto. However, I was offered an opportunity to come to Austin to start a luxury brokerage here. And after years of sort of being tapped, I finally relented and said, sure, I'm coming. And so I did come down to Austin, and sort of fast forwarding, if you will, I eventually ended up with an incredible local brokerage. And with EXP, what really came to light for me after you and I talked, Lauren, was that I needed something that felt more like me, that was agent centric, that allowed the agent to be the center of the business from an outward looking space. So, where I'm looking at branding and opportunities, I want to brand myself as a realtor. When people think about Jennifer Goodman, I want them to think real estate. And with the company that I was at, they're incredible at what they do. However, it didn't quite have that branding feeling that I wanted, and it didn't have the technology that I wanted to do on my back end, in particular for websites and marketing, to allow me to be that sort of forward facing person, be in my zone of genius, and really just go on listing appointments and go on more listing appointments. And after that, go on listing appointments. And so, what I really felt like when I looked at the business model for EXP, originally, you know what, I wasn't that enamored. I didn't have a whole lot of time for it. And quite frankly, the timing wasn't right.
When
When you
was
and I talked,
originally when you first heard about EXP? When did that come across your table?
I first heard about EXP at least a year ago,
Okay.
like a year ago. And I did sit down with some folks, but they just didn't feel right to me. Um, And I think that so much of what we do when we are building a business is who we surround ourselves with is really going to jettison us in a direction. And so, just like your network is your net worth, I truly believe that the brokerage you're at and the people you surround yourself with at the brokerage are highly, highly imperative and set the trajectory for how you're going to build a business. So I'm driven, you're driven. And when you started talking about possibly coming into the Austin market, I wasn't really thinking about leaving. And at the same time, I knew I wasn't the right fit for the brokerage that I was at. And I'd been thinking about it for a while and sort of was just about to put out my feelers. And you know what? In a world where there are no coincidences, you happened to call me. And we had this great conversation, and you piqued my interest. And literally one thing led to another. And within that same week, it was a very clear decision to me. Just like I was crazy not to join. So it was I just am so thankful that you just happened to, call me when you did. So
Yeah,
here we are.
I'm super happy to be able to partner with you and help build your business and my business together, and really branch out into the Austin market with all of our partners that are already in sort of the Texas area, which is fantastic. And we'll talk a little bit about, you said when you were first kind of introduced to EXP, maybe it had to do with, the people you didn't quite click with, and the time. Um, but what clicked this time? I mean, other than we obviously had an established relationship, which is great, and we're of similar mindsets in how we approach business. Uh, what about the other people that you sort of were introduced to? Our different partners. Did that have an impact in your decision?
It did. So there's I think there's two sides to that coin. The first is the side of, I know EXP is always keen to pull in strong agents, and the people that I was speaking with, one, the timing wasn't right for me. So that's on me. Number two, I'm not sure I was listening with the ears that I was listening when I heard what you had to say. And that's kind of that side of the coin. On the other side of the coin is, if I'm to be in business with someone, I need to be very clear on the integrity of that person, the drive of that person, sort of the pillars on which they stand. I've had some false starts in this industry, and as a result of knowing you and knowing how you do business and knowing how smart you are about how you develop not only your own business, but your pipeline, et cetera, all of it just kind of fell into place. And like I said, no brainer.
I'm blushing now. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you owe me $20.
Absolutely, it's in the mail.
Canadian.
Well, oh no, we'll do it American. I'm on my way down to Austin soon. We're going to be hitting that up. I can't wait till COVID clears up. So I just wanted to touch on the idea of, EXP. You're excited. You're in it now. You're brand spanking new. Like, this is day one. What are you most excited about exploring in terms of the opportunities that EXP has to offer that might have been a little bit different from the traditional brokerage model?
Yeah, well, you know what? There's three elements to it, actually, the way I see it. Number one is the financial aspect. The financial aspect is a multi-pronged system, we know, with EXP. It's not only about the trades and how we serve our clients. It's all of the other things that go with it, from the downline and stock options. And I mean, there are things I still don't even know about, so I'm really excited to learn more and dive deeper into that. And just the fact that it's tiered, and it's not one thing. And I'm on the back half of my life, truth be told, and for me to create passive income, if the opportunity fronts itself to bring on other great agents, et cetera, then, and why wouldn't I share that with other people and once I sort of get going? So I really like that financial aspect. The other is the support. Like I said, who you surround yourself with in life is going to change how your life goes. If if you live with 10 drug users, chances are you're going to be number 11. But if if you're with 10 high producing realtors who really treat their business as a business, then you're going to be number 11. And so I'm really excited to get into that space where I've got the support, not only of the people, but of the systems that are built in. And so I look forward to not reinventing the wheel and having the opportunity to do it my way, and at the same time, literally stand on the shoulders of giants. And
Yeah.
the third prong of that is like branding, and that, again, being agent centric and having the agent as the front forward facing person that the public sees versus the brand of, say, the brokerage. What I'm really clear on after 10 years plus of real estate is, no one, and I mean no one, has ever said, Jennifer, I'm not going to work with you because I don't want that brand sign on my front yard. People work with people they like, know, and trust. We hear it in and out, but the reality is it's true. And so, Lorne, to be surrounded just by the group of people that you've introduced me to, who are doing great work, how they're branding themselves, how they're going out and utilizing systems and technology, how they're building their financial world. Basically, just that whole encompassing thing is why I'm here and why we're talking today.
Yeah, oh, that's why I'm here too. I was very impressed by the whole, culture of collaboration and really being able to tap into that gold, that pot of gold where you've got this person who does 300 deals a year through these different ways, and this person does their business this way, and they're getting 1,000 deals a year. You can just tap into all of that, and everyone's willing to share and help you along. And
Mhm.
that's the thing that got me the most. And then of course there's the financial stuff as well, and everything else. And like you said, the branding, no one has ever worked with me or not worked with me because of the brand that I was attached to. It's always been who you are and what you represent, right? And the relationships that you create. So I love that EXP really does support us in that endeavor as well. Final thoughts: if anyone was thinking about EXP, or maybe they're not super happy with the brokerage they're at, or maybe they're just complacent, I mean, what would you suggest to an agent who might be considering making a move or looking at EXP?
Well, that's a big question, and I wouldn't pretend to know where anyone else is coming from. However, what I would um, ask yourself is my brokerage supporting me to the best of their ability so that I can create and sustain a business worth having? And if the answer is no, and things are missing, and you know your culture and you know all of those other things, and you don't feel that you can get them where you are, then you know what? Have a conversation with an EXP realtor. And you know what? It's like anything, everyone's not the same. And who you surround yourself with matters. So I know right now in Austin, there's over 400 EXP realtors. And yet at the same time, here I am talking to you in Canada because we just, it works. And so don't be afraid to talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime. I will be conversant in EXP language, I'm sure sooner than later, and really understand what it is to build a great business and how I am going to do that. And if there's anyone I can take with me, then I'm going to take you with me, because really, for me, there's two things that are super, they're sort of fundamentally to my core. And one is high performance, and that could be in how you are in the world at any given moment. And the other is prosperity. And when I look at prosperity, I don't use the word wealth, I use the word prosperity, because prosperity is an energy, it is a feeling, it is something that you take other people with you. And this is a company that has proven over and over again that they can create prosperity in any number of ways beyond the transaction. So I would say, you know what, if you're not getting all you need at your brokerage, then just have a conversation. You know what? Coffee's, $5, and get together. And if you're interested in talking to me, heck, I'll buy the coffee.
There you go. All right, Jen, thank you so much. I look forward to this. You know what? We'll do a follow up maybe a year from now and tell everybody what your experience was like from your first year. I'm still 6, 7 months in, so I'm not even at my year yet, and I'm having the time of my life. So I'm excited to be partnered with you now. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Let's get this going.
All right, let's do it. Thanks, Lauren.